students and parents, I just want to give you a quick update of some exciting things that are going to be going on, taking place in our student ministry in 2025. And this specifically today is going to be about our Mission 25. Mission 25 is going to be a very special time this year because we will be going on an actual mission trip to the Dallas-Fort Worth area with our students. This trip is going to take place July 20th through the 24th, and I cannot wait for how the Lord is going to move during this trip and how the Lord is going to use each person that goes on this trip for His glory and for His good. So first and foremost, I just want to share that exciting information with you. Over the past few years, we have been having First Baptist Church of Corinth, Texas, join us each summer for a week of ministry. Some of you remember having them for various events, and they have been a tremendous blessing to our church and our community in recent years. They've done backyard Bible clubs in the Will Rogers Courts areas, and in our South OKC community, they have done great work with the Sin Relief Center, on South 89th Street, as well as other local ministries. And they've done great work here in our community. In 2025, they're going to be returning in the month of July to do more ministry here. And then in turn, we are going to head there to Corinth, Texas, which is just on the northern side of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to be headed there July 20th through the 24th. It's going to be a lot of fun, but most importantly, this is what we feel God has led us to as one of our big trips in 2025, our big events in 2025. So we're really excited about it. Our student ministry is going to take that next step and go on mission out of state to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Because of that, there are some important things that you need to know about that. The timeline for registration for that and getting things rolling for that is sped up tremendously due to the fact that we will be going out of state and working on mission there. We're going to be working with First Baptist Church of Corinth, Texas, as well as other local ministries in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So those are the specific details that we know now. Not everything has come together just yet, but you'll get more info as we get closer to that. But because that timeline is sped up, there are a few things that you need to know. We're going to be opening applications for this trip beginning on Monday, January the 20th. That is very quick. That is this next week. Those applications will be accepted, however, all the way through April the 1st. There's going to be plenty of time for you to think about going on this trip, thinking about registering for this trip, and praying about whether the Lord would have you be on this trip. So anyways, all that to say, we are excited about the planning process and excited about the registration process. So I just want to give you some details on that. Those applications will look something like this. The physical application will look just like this. It's a piece of paper that is, it's about 3 pages front and back. So there's a lot of information to fill out for this, but I want to walk you through just a little bit of that. First and foremost, this application, like I said, will be available starting Monday, January the 20th. That is this upcoming Monday, Martin Luther King Day. The application will become available. We are asking for those applications to be turned in by April the 1st, 2025. So the applications need to be turned in then. We are asking, because of the nature of this trip and going out of state, that each student who plans to attend this trip submit a $30 deposit with their application. That deposit will reserve their spot on this trip. That is that student saying, hey, I am committed to attending this trip. I am committed to being a part of it. And so we want your student to go and we want your student to be involved, but that is a very key part of this. This is, because it is a mission trip, we are not able to simply fund a student. We are not able to just simply say, hey, we know you can't pay, but you are paid for, basically. We are encouraging every student who wants to go on this trip to work to raise their own funding. Because this is also intended to be a learning experience for a lot of our students, we want them to gain experience in raising their own funds. Our student ministry will be helping with that in terms of helping work on fundraising, helping write letters, etc. for this. So That is a big part of the registration process, is being aware that students are going to be asked to work to raise their own funds for this. And so we'll be talking more about that as the trip gets a little bit closer and we have everybody involved who's going to be involved. Students will need to submit an application. Like I said, there is a physical copy of it. There's also going to be a digital copy that's available online at exchangeokc.org, and they can fill it out there, or they can fill out this physical one. So all that to say, what we need to let you know about specifically is who can go on this trip. This trip specifically is open to students who are currently in the 6th grade all the way up to currently in the 12th grade. Or they're going to be completed the 6th grade this fall going into 7th, or just graduated after the summer or after the spring is over. Now, all that to say, as we think about who can go, this specific trip is not for a student who is not faithfully committed to their student ministry, faithfully committed to serving the church, and regularly displaying a committed faith in Christ Jesus in their life. If any of those things are not displayed in this individual's life, this trip is not for them. Because we are leaving to go out of state on mission in a different location, we need to ask that our students recognize the seriousness of what we're doing. This is not a vacation. This is not a trip to a different state for fun. It's not just to have fun and make memories, although we do anticipate that happening. This trip is to spread the gospel and serve a community and serve it well. And that's our goal. But because of that, we cannot guarantee that every application that is submitted to go on this trip will be accepted. There is the chance that you could fill out an application, submit a deposit, and we could say no. This just might not be the trip for you. We think that there have been concerns about maybe it's some things that you displayed in your life, or some things that might prevent you from being a good asset to our team. And so if that takes place, we will refund that deposit. But we just want to make it abundantly clear that that is possible. Just because you fill out an application does not guarantee you a spot on this trip. But we'll talk through that as it gets closer, and each person is different, and we'll talk through that with each individual. So we want to make that known to you and your students. And students, we want to make that known specifically to you. We want you to be aware of that. We want you to be serious about this trip, which is why you have over 2 months to decide whether to go on this trip or not. So everything that we do in Dallas-Fort Worth is going to be to bring glory to the Lord and advance the gospel. And so we ask that you would prayerfully consider being a part of Mission 25 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you have any questions about the planning process, if you have any questions about the registration process or any of that, come talk to me. I'm available in the office. You can send me an email, text me, call me, whatever you need to do to have your question answered. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to seeing how God's going to move in Mission 25.